check out this 47 Chevy Fleetline. This is a gorgeous casting. I do like it. It's quite a decent size in the 1/64 scale. And love the artwork. And when you take it out of the box, you can really appreciate it. Love the graphics on the roof. And the visor on the front. Lovely peppermint colour. Coming up next is an offering from Majorette. Jeep Wrangler 4x4. In fact, on the box it says 4xe. I do like this casting. I like the fact it has an opening part on the bonnet. I like the fact it doesn't have any doors. I don't like the wheel design or the size of the wheels. What you get from Majorette is a detailed steering wheel, which you don't get on Hot Wheels. Sure, they are a little bit more expensive, but I still think it's worth paying the extra for that detail. So the spare wheel is better looking than the wheels on it. It's got a tow bar. Classic Jeep look. It also has suspension. Okay, so next up, another offering by Majorette. This time it's the Jeep Wrangler 4xe again. Instead of having the opening bonnet, this has opening doors. And it has doors. The wheel size on this is better, but I still don't like the wheel design. Otherwise, it's a very nice looking model. I've noticed the yellow one doesn't have door mirrors. You can see the wheel size difference. Cars and coffee. La Libre is a creation based on a Chevrolet body or floor plan. With the Cars and Coffee logo, the global car meet. I think this is exquisite. Those deep dish wheels just look awesome. The Cars and Coffee logo just looks awesome. And I do like this design. It's reminiscent of the 1970s Le Mans car racers. To me it is anyway. Just very clean lines, a lot of definition there in the design. And also to think this is just a basic mainline made by Hot Wheels. So you can pick it up at Aldi in the UK for £1 $49. What else can you get for that money? It's just phenomenal, it really is. And to a collector, this will last a lifetime, if not several. Even for a kid playing with it, it will last and last. Just, I'm in love with it. Fantastic. I've noticed there is no back window, so it looks a little bit like back window, but it's all part of the bodywork. It creates a really sleek look actually to the rear part of the cabin. Next up, 76 Chevy Chevette. I do have a number of these because I think it's a cool casting. It's really solid. I like the paintwork on this and the red interior. Yeah, it's got awesome level. Ah, it's the Porsche 911. Lovely casting. To be specific, turbo cabriolet. Date, late 1980s, I guess. It has the ducktail spoiler. It's already debuted. This casting debuted in a burgundy colour. It's also been in black, if I remember rightly. Now white. And the burgundy had pink seats. This is just lovely, it really is. Tampoed headlights, number plate, detail, racing lines. Yeah, nice. Majorette. This time it's the Corvette 1990 ZR1. Not my favourite colour for it, but as a model this interests me because of the bonnet, the way it opens, which is forwards. I like this. I like the fact that Majorette is printed on the wheels. Very sleek, very nice proportions. Particularly, look at that rear view. That is fantastic. That is just so nice, so cool. Big back window. That is gorgeous. And here we go. Look at that. No detail in the engine apart from a bit of casting detail, but you know, if you like to customise these models, that is ripe for a little bit of paintwork there, a little bit of black marker pen, maybe a red marker pen for the air filter, wherever it might be, or blue. But yeah, I do like that. Isn't that nice, that little bit of detail? Yeah. Nice. Oh, look at this. So, Jaguar Mark 1 in racing livery, pulled by a 2023 Land Rover Defender 110. And don't you like the artwork? Traditional English mansion in the background. I first saw this at an airport and I decided against it because I've just got too much stuff. And then I saw it in a shop about a month later and I thought, yeah, you know, I've got to get this. It's so well done. What is so good about this is that the whole thing is so weighty. This is what you find with Hot Wheels Premium. They really are solid models, and if anything they can be more weighty than Super Premium from Mini GT or BM Works. This is really just gorgeous. Let's check out the trailer. So, lights on the mudguards. That looks like a fire extinguisher on the toe area. And what I like about this is, well, A, the wheels have been done quite nicely, but more importantly, it's not over wide. With so many car trailers in 1/64 scale, you end up with having super wide wheels on the trailer and they're stuck too far out, and you end up with a model which is far wider than it should be. They've got it quite spot on with this. It's probably a little bit wider than it should be, but it's pretty close. In fact, what I have noticed is that the wheels, looking at it now, are quite inset from the mudguards. If you can see that. So yeah, the mudguards could be a little bit further in, making the trailer even more correct width. But it's probably one of the best trailers I've got. Well done, Hot Wheels. What a beauty. Gorgeous, gorgeous car, gorgeous model. This debuted in the mainline with Hot Wheels, with obviously a more basic paint scheme, less detail. But just look at that. Will you take a look at that? Race cat. Okay, cat as in Jaguar. What a gorgeous 1960s design. And just look at the front there. So this car was a favourite in the 1960s for bank robbers and the like, because it was cool, it was fast, and it was not that expensive. The other iconic British vehicle which falls into that description is the Ford Transit van. Well, the original Ford Transit van may not have been that fast, but it still had relatively more power than the average vehicle on the road at the time. So nice. And look at this beast. I've come to quite like the road presence of the new Defender. You see many of them on UK roads. I still don't think it's worthy of the Defender name. The Defender has a long heritage, a long legacy of the original Land Rover, dating all the way back to around about 1955 or whenever it was. And this car replaced a true icon. There are other vehicles out there which have replicated the look of the original Defender, such as the Grenadier, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, I think it's called the Bombardier, but to my mind this kind of looks a bit Japanesey. No disrespect to Japanese vehicles, they're very good and they're some of the best vehicles on the planet, but this doesn't have the iconic individual look of the original Defender. Nonetheless, this is a beefy machine. It is large. This is nice. It's got the what I call attaché case storage units on the side of the windows, which yeah, a bit of a gimmick I guess for the Chelsea tractors, the well-to-do people living in Chelsea, in West London, who might want to buy one of these to take the kids to school. And they want to have all the accessories on the side, on the vehicle. such as the attaché case, such as the spot lamps on the roof rack, the nudge bar at the front, so on and so forth. But Hot Wheels, that is a very nice model. And the trailer and car fit together so well. Basic mainline Hot Wheels. This is a casting that has seen so many variations over such a long period of time. The '69 Dodge Charger Daytona. Such a long looking vehicle, and I think this looks quite good in gold with black racing stripes and red side. Check that out. What a machine. 425 CI. Like an arrow. That's so cool. Brief history of this vehicle. So the Dodge Charger became the Dodge Charger Daytona with the cone added to the front of the vehicle to make it more aerodynamic, and the massive wing, of course. A little bit of a slim casting, still good. '64 Impala. I think the first time I got a '64 Impala model was as a taxi version in yellow with a black checkered stripe along it, and it looked awesome. This is quite a decent sized casting, generous proportions to reflect the real car, and just look at the width of that at the back. And this has got a very special pimped lowrider deco. Nice plain white interior, lightly tinted windows. So yeah, nice model. Okay, 1957 GMC panel, cartooned. Don't normally buy tuned things, but I've got two other versions of this in this series, and I just think it's really cool. I think it could look quite nice on a trailer being pulled to a car show as an eye-catching bit of fun. It's quite heavy, this model. Solid, beautiful wheels, deep dish chrome, cartooned on the side. Nice rich paintwork. Of course it's in 1/64 scale, or thereabouts. Might even be 1/62 because it's quite a decent size. And there it is, going to the car show. What have we got here? Ah, now this is special. I have only one of these Formula One Hot Wheels cars, and I just wanted to take a look at them. This is a beautiful amount of detail. McLaren Formula One team. This really is a very beautiful model. I've come to like the way that Formula One cars look today. I think they're really just beautiful pieces of sculpture, which wasn't always the case when you go back to the F1 cars from the 1980s, 90s, possibly, when they were more angular. But these are just so fluid. And with the halo added to protect the driver, it creates, to my mind, just more of a just more interest to the design. I do like those multicoloured primary coloured wheels. And this really has got all the detail. Comes with its own stand, and it's at a slight angle on the stand. I assume that is meant to be like that. Just trying to check out the driver's helmet. It looks a bit not like round. So whether that's meant to be like that or whether it's just a stylised take on it. But I'm sure if you were to, let's just zoom in, see what we can see. It's quite a slim car. It's not the widest of vehicles. But that is a gorgeous piece of sculpture. Wow. So very nice. And it's quite long. So there's a bit of a car show going on here. Okay, the Austin Mini Cooper S. Probably one of the best Hot Wheels castings of the Mini. Reasonable amount of detail on it with the exterior door hinges, and one of the reasons I say this is because the scale is almost 1/64. It's probably nearer 1/60, but it's probably one of the smallest mini castings that they've done. You can see it in the foreground to the right there. Okay, now I've just watched John Lamley's video discussing some of the castings which had their own life, such as the Datsun 510 wagon and of course the 83 Chevy Silverado. And John Lamley thinks that this is oh so cool. And if John says that, well, it is cool. And I agree. Black Widow. This is an interesting deco because it goes right up to the windowsills and it creates it emphasises the square body design of this legendary, iconic truck. Super, super awesome. Well, it's a shame there's no detail on the rear, but there is on the bonnet. And I do have a few versions of this, a few variants. I like this casting, and it's a decent size. So if we would put it next to, compare for example against the La Libra, and you can see it's a beast. This is quite a bit of fun. 2021 Morgan 3-wheeler. Now I think this isn't a 2021. I don't know why it has that date on it, because if you certainly look at the image, it looks very much like the original Morgan 3-wheeler, which dates back to the 1950s possibly, or it could actually be earlier than that. This is a very nice Matchbox casting with a metal base. Given that it's a small vehicle, it has a heavy weight to it, and it's nice that they've produced some really lovely detail, having a rear UK number plate there. As mentioned before, I have a friend who runs an antique store in the middle of Rye, our hometown on the south coast of the UK, and He has 3 of these real ones, one of which he drove all the way to Poland along the Autobahn, where there is unrestricted speed limit, and he was able to keep up with the main traffic. So, you know, maybe 70 to 80 miles an hour, possibly. It's got a very high power to weight ratio, even the original. There was a more recent version of it built in 2023 or thereabouts, with obviously revised mechanics and engine. But even this original one had a impressive power to weight ratio. Gordon Murray Automotive T33. I have this in a couple of colours already, and this is quite eye-catching in banana yellow. Quite an interesting design. Okay, Ford Cortina. Ford Lotus Cortina. This is where Lotus decided to put a couple of their engines into Fords. Eye-catching design and colour. Castrol GTX, a sponsor of the time, dating back to the 1960s. So this casting from Hot Wheels debuted in a white colour, if I remember rightly, with gold lines. Kit concept. I like this, and what's interesting about this is that the glass is clear enough to be able to see the interior. Deep dish wheels look great. This is quite a chunky casting, very wide. Majorette VW T3. What is nice about Majorette is that they do sliding doors. You wouldn't see on a Hot Wheels. Awesome Hawaiian flags and lensed headlights, as they say in the model trade. Cast heroes. Sorry, cast heads. So I have the full camper version of this with the higher roof, but this is quite nice because it's got the usual low roof, tow bar, nice wheels, detailed interior, somewhat. Ferrari F40 Competizione in yellow. I have this in black, I have it in red. And the wheels look better on this, being painted grey. The chromed variants look a little bit toy-like. I think Hot Wheels have done quite a good job getting the proportions of this, including the waist has been slimmed in from the rear haunches quite nicely. The clear back window, the imposing spoiler, air intakes. Okay, McMurtry Spearling. Or Spearling. This debuted in silver. Quite like this in blue. Interesting vehicle this, very small, very fast. Single seater. Here we go, Competizione in black. Different wheels on it. Still don't like those wheels. Come on, Hot Wheels. I think you could have done a better job for the wheels on this. Come on, Ferrari is special. You can do it. They have the prancing horse there, quite nicely done. Okay, Miata MX-5 Mazda. Interesting take on this car. Flared wheel arches. I like it. I like the model. I don't like the plastic roof. That's it, guys. Stay tuned for more automotive comment. See you later.